Hi guys! Today I decided to show you my notes in Chinese. So these are notes that I made when I planned Chinese lesson for my tutor. So I had a girl who was a tutor, but she had issues with the planning of the lessons for the kids. So I took over, and then we started to do some kind of I started to do some kind of I don't know, creative journal. So just take a look. And you know what? The most interesting part of this journal is that while I was planning these lessons, I accidentally started to acquire Chinese characters. Yeah, that may happen. So let's take a look. They are divided. It's a bookie. It was just a notebook, but then I broke it down into I made a hole for the spiral journal. So, and I put lots of things inside, and I did the tabs by topic. However, I'm gonna declutter this thing. So the interesting thing about this is that planning is in English. Pictures I'm gonna keep because they are super rare in the United States. I cannot find those type of written in Russian, planned in English. So fruits and vegetables. It's fruits and vegetables. You see everything in Russian, and then we have writing in Chinese. This because I'm gonna remove them, right? So I'm gonna declutter. So these parts I'm gonna save. That's why it's a little bit messy here. Like you see the part of the lesson, the other parts should be somewhere else. And I was just about to trash it, but then decided to show you first. So I found when we lived in the country where Russian was spoken, and I had a Chinese tutor who spoke Chinese. So the only material that I could find was in Russian, of course, but I planned in English because the only plans that I had were in English. Then I also started to try to write in Chinese. And here you see, 菜色, 样式, right? So what I did, I just printed out, translated the names, and glued to the pictures. And you see the name of the animal and the color, 青瓜, 绿色的青瓜, 红色的胖子, 小鸡, 黄色的小鸡, right? 紫色, 樟树, 金. I don't know, my pronunciation is still way behind I'm supposed to be. The same with the figures, the name of the figures in Russian and in Chinese, and then because they are connected, colors and Chinese names. 给我看. I have a habit, right? I always take notes, always, right? Like heavily writing down, because I was the lesson was for my child, but I was, of course, around, and we both learn Chinese. Then writing is also super messy because first I'm using pinyin, of course. Wherever I could, I used the characters, but you see they're just like a child, like a children's writing. And whenever I couldn't use pinyin, I use Russian, like чинни най ся. Берите, чинни най ся. 马上来, сейчас, 马上来. That's very funny because it's like mixes of all the languages that I know. then whatever, like to make more visual, right, I printed out the pictures of what face, lips, nose. Then we have some verbs here: smell, blow nose, running nose, open shut, right? Daikai, chinbi. So the face and the action verbs that you can do with your face. And here we have just random phrases that I wrote down. The same: ear, eyebrows. So, also we have because I explained, I was almost about to trash this bookie because basically I don't need it, and so the topics are mixed up, but they used to be organized according to the themes. Clothing for head. Is it a part of the body and action words? Part of the body, action words. Then what else? Oh, you see, very important. 我不想，不要，我要，不要，我要，我不想. It's actually very cute. Вазы, носочки, байсы, деваться, белые носочки, which is white socks. Вазы, носочки, in Russian socks. And then we do different objects. What the bear will wear. So yeah, there was a game like this, what the bear will wear, and this is how Bear had choices: socks or shoes, slippers, right away, shirts or skirt, dress or pants, shoes or boots, jacket or suit. So that's the game for the. I used to have a magnetic figure of the bear, and he had different parts of the clothes, and that was the algorithm. So that's supposed to be in Chinese, but if you're teaching English, that's also an option. And even if you're teaching your own Russian language or whatever your native language is, we use the same kind of structure. Choices, right? We offer the choices. We don't. Out of those choices, child is learning vocabulary of the clothes. Again, we have this clothes vocabulary. I just like randomly put that together back, but I do have a tab that says clothes, and we have here first we have vocabulary. Again I just print out whatever I could, and that is like what I wanted to see in the English, then in Chinese, and pinyin for me. And then what? Everything mixed up, right? Dog eat meat. Do you eat grass? 你吃草吗？狗的叫声，汪汪叫狗的叫声，汪汪. Famous, right? What does the dog say? The dog says woof woof, 汪汪. 真没说。走树。Animal core vocabulary. What animal is this, right? So I was like making the drafts, and when the teacher came, she was just writing down. You'll see it. So writing, games, different vocabulary and games that we did, but that's not the point, right? The age. 离水 吃水 你加水啦 你吃水啦 Interesting, we passed this topic a year ago. Now even I, right? I was there at the same time. Now I had this topic, how old are you? And what happened is that, like, I have no no memory of this, that we already passed it like some time ago. Something stayed, something never stayed with my head. So it's called cyclical repetition, right? When you repeat over and over again the same topics. This is daily routine. 早上醒来，起床刷牙. So this is like daily routine. The same. Whatever I could find myself, I did print out, glue it into the book, and that's it. What it does to me personally is that when I translate those things, this vocabulary into Chinese, I have those things I memorize. Then you see daily routines at times of the day. This was my plan initially. Quickly introduce 4 words by drawing a picture on the board. So this is a lesson plan. This is vocabulary. Then times of the day, the same. I glued, but then I ripped off the pages and I inserted it here because my notebook became so big and like fat that I couldn't even close. So the spirals were fine for us. Playtimes of the day boxes. This part is somewhere missing. This is Zaoshan. We also have seasons, features, all mixed up just because I did not organize. Okay, so forgive me for that. Okay, so this is a book. I made a little bouquet, so it's circle, yellow circle, changing into the sun. That was another printout. So again, what are 5 senses? Look, that was the season weather. Top, then the 5 senses. This is a season weather. She did the same. She did the craft, showing this is a 冬天。秋天、夏天、春天, right? And then there was springtime, chirping birds. She did so we divided leaf into 4 parts. Let me see. We divided leaf into 4 parts. So 1 tree, 4 parts. One shows summer, then autumn, then winter, then spring, and everything. And I just glue on the top the parts of the song that we used and this is a continuation of my ripped off parts of the song that we used in the class. Okay, I always use songs and different activities. Shoppings, numerals, and money. We played a lot with shopping, asking for prices. So this is what I did, my lesson plan. Then the t-shirt comes, we played with that one. And you see again, gonzo rabote. Then again, some kind of art journal, pocket, whatever. These are feelings. Okay, and so when we had topic of the different fruits and vegetables, right? That also came as a part of the what was that? It was probably like a book looking thing with the themes for Russian kids to study different fruits and veggies, and that was the game. You see, board game where you put the piece and you step on, walking around, stepping here, and every step. So my game was with the fruit and veggies. It's like when you step on the thing, you pronounce the name. So because she could read a little bit in English, so I say, how do you say apple in Chinese? And she said, then she toss the dice, and then she moves her piece, and then whenever she stops, she says, pronounce the name. This is like idea for a multilingual games, right? Here we have English, Chinese, and of course Russian. So 3 languages at the same time. This is English, Malina, Shai Mei. Lots of, like, one game like this in one class like that with me allows to learn up to 50 words. If you think that 5-year-old kids cannot learn more than 5 words at the same time, I can tell you it's just because you don't play it properly. And then what is that? Gestures for the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I trashed. Okay, these are leftovers of the fruits and veggies that we never learned. So every theme where I played with her these board games, and we did the pictures and different together with some TPR activity, total physical response, she was able really to memorize really well, because we changed several teachers, and after all it came out that those with the games were the most successful ideas. So these parts of the body, right? Again, I just found on web. In words, I did the large letters for these. My teacher, she wrote the name in Chinese, and we used those things for the classroom. And of course, do, jian ban xi gai jiao. Of course, that TPR. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes for TPR. And again, you can see my 老师说摸一下，老师说摸一下。Then watch. Again, this is continue. We continue different activities for the parts, body parts, and then again action words connected to the body parts, and then the same with the clothes. Again, different phrases that I would like to see in the. I wanted to see in the class. I prepared translation, then everything, and then we had a song here. Again, this is my vocabulary list, right? And then different. This is look left, look right. Action words. Don't know why they're here. Probably got all mixed up. But there you see, that actually the clothes topic, it starts here. And then again, tissue. Again, you see different draft paper, right? Printed out from, I think from Canva. They have these different cards. Then glued the name of in Chinese, and different also, you see pants, leggings, belt, jeans, everything that goes with the pants. Then shoes, then socks. That was very topical at the moment when I was doing that. After 2 years on my bookshelf, this fantastic book has no sense anymore. So that's why I decided to declutter, because if you're not using your notes, no matter how pretty they are, they're useless. So they're dead, right? Dead book. You're not using. Then we have, like you see, 1, 2, then 3, 4. So 1 hour can probably accommodate like 3, 4 activities. What's this? This is a hat, and this is a shoe. So 这是什么？这是帽子、袜子、裤子，这是什么？ So of course she was like, as you go through each page, point to the picture, elicit each keyword, and have your student try to guess which item of clothing the character will put on next. This is our lesson plans. Is a create a clothes catalog scene. Typically one topic was about a couple days, and I may put them on, and I use teacher was just coming in the morning, checking, okay, I got you, checking the translation that I did by myself. So here, teaching the colors. Again, teach the color vocabulary, play color, stand up and jump, touch a color and posters, do the color circle activity, play point the circle. So these again, everything is from the web. So if you need a lesson plan for whatever topic you have, normally it's TESOL and ESL class. Just Google TESOL or ESL lesson plans by vocabulary. So here you say, read the classroom reader, what color I am, and then here I added in Chinese, like that. So the next page is zoo animals vocabulary. What is that? Zoo animals, right? The top, exactly the same what it says. So again, I made a lesson plan. She came, added some vocabulary and writing. So, and we did like an animal walk game. Have everybody stand up at one end of the classroom, and then we first model, hold up a flashcard of a lion, shout, run like a lion. So this is what we did in the at the lesson, right? Pao, zou, duo, tiao. Because teaching very little kids, like 3-4 years old, 3-4-5 years old, this is very difficult job, even for very advanced teachers. But we had a girl who was amazing girl. She knew Chinese. She just came from China, but unfortunately she had no idea how to teach younger kids. And this one, if I think that this was the part. I also started to use my little Chinese books. For that, I incorporated some of them into the lesson plans. It's like I prepared 4, 5, 6 activities just in case, but we normally came up with we normally physically could do maybe 3, 4. But with the kids again, they are very fast in terms of how fast they get tired of one activity. So that's why I prepared more than we used. Or we depending on how fast she got the vocabulary and activities and ideas, we could last like one topic for several days. But I have to say that we have Chinese lessons every day back then. So I already trashed all the cards, but I'm definitely want to save those, those pictures in Russian, but I don't know how I'm gonna organize them. At the same time, as I said, if we are not using those topic, but again, springtime, that should be different. Action vocabulary. Again, I had here already gone, most of them gone. Everything gone, this one just accidentally left. So you see, again, print it out, touch your knees. Again, you show the card and say action in your target language. What do you want? And touch your knees. And then again, we have the game of animals. So again, the child tosses the dice. Then wherever dice stops, she must read or pronounce the name, or if they have a picture, then we have a picture. We played it a couple times, or maybe, a couple times. When we were, doing those classes, we played that. This one never happened. See, I haven't done anything. Now, this is the way how they came in. Like when you see material like this, the immediate reaction of me as a teacher, language teacher, is like to make us something, to make a language game out of this regular board game, because it's literally empty with some kind of chart on another side. It's red, everything. You can, if you have a little bit of imagination, and that was, you see, I broke it down here. It used to be like a little journal where you tear pages apart and use them as visual aids to your classroom. I don't know, or maybe to the parents could use it at home. And again, there is some kind of leftovers, and we also have, I feel, 很苦actions. Again, different actions and reactions. I feel calm, I feel hurt, so these are emotions in Chinese. We never made them far enough. So this is it. Typically, this is the way how I creatively organize my notes in the language. Yeah, this one is going soon away, and let me show you the one that I have right now with my Chinese classes. Okay, where is it? So something similar, but a little bit in the different format. Again, I found basic Mandarin Chinese words and phrases, right? So, of course, I'm lazy to write them. I just glue them into the book. Yeah? That's a gluing thing is kind of like my thing. I guess this is a signature. Then I was writing down something what I could remember. Then because I talk in normally, teachers from my talking normally prepare some kind of PDF file with the classes, whoever, or with the books. So they send it to me, and of course, like, I'm super lazy to do anything about that. I just print it out, cut it, glue it inside my book. Yeah. And you see, this is like glue obsession. It goes through the years. So I'm not the one who is gonna practice calligraphy of the. So anything I glue into my book. Anything they send, I glue into my book, and that's easy. At the beginning, it's easy to manipulate, but over the time, when the material grows, like flipping the pages, because I don't remember everything at once. Because how you can remember that, right? How you can remember these? So the exercises and different things, and then I got another teacher who is not using material, and I started to write. So once I started to write, that's it. Everything went south. Because in this writing, no matter what I write, I cannot find anything anyway. So that's taking notes is kind of a waste of energy unless I do some boxes or something. I'm definitely not a person who, and because I had several teachers, so one lesson was writing, another one gluing, one lesson writing, gluing, and then we ended up into, again, gluing, writing, glue. Smart, huh? Okay, so what else? And I started to use two pens. Okay, one is for whatever English, another one for Chinese. And whenever I needed something, I put the flag here. And again, I did the same kind of strategy here, prepared in English, Chinese, and what else? No, and so on. There is nothing much I can show you here, but yeah, some kind of colorful notes that never worked. Okay, I only can write it once, and I never return to them. And the honest truth is that it used to work for me back then when I was a student of language student by myself. I did use heavily notes because back then there was no computers or something, and I had no family, no obligations, nothing. Right now, this writing down doesn't work. To me, I would better have like 5 words, use them an entire half an hour or whatever, 1 hour of my lesson, and be done with that. Like practice them for good, but just 5, but for good, rather than 150 that I cannot memorize anyway. So that's the way how. And again, 15 core Chinese pronouns, 5 Chinese titles, 8 essential Chinese questions. Again, I read different articles, and I decided to just clip the parts and glue it here. Again, how many times I've returned to that? Never. So useless things, I can tell you, although they are very creative looking journals, the truth about knowledge, about taking notes in the language classes, if you haven't learned them right away, they are gonna vanish if you don't return to them, if you don't use those spaced repetition or reciprocal memorization, repetition, right, of the topics. They are gonna vanish if you're not using language. So thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.